Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight.
But those who worship evil's might,
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is the Master of the Court.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And this time we're covering Green Lantern Corps 27 and 28. Or as Will like to call it, the episode before Secret Origin. Alright, so... Wow. I was going to say, that music seems longer than usual.
There it is.
We probably have to usually spit out more information, like, oh, this issue. But
got to.
Yes.
You got to.
But also, kids, this week, brand new came out, Alan Scott, Green Lantern #1. Again, it was decent. We kind of get flashbacks and got some mysterious red energy. I wonder where this is going.
It's interesting. I still don't understand that. Granted, I have not read Justice Society, but part of me kind of likes it, but it flies in the face of continuity because the Red Lanterns debuted much later.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's going to be like an Alan Scott thing where it's like, it's not going to be officially a part of any Corps. It's going to it's going to be like its own thing, like Alan Scott is to the Green Lantern Corps and stuff.
Yeah.
Although they kind of tied him in that ring in later on, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't so much of like that was Green Lantern number 19, from volume 3.
Yes.
Pre Emerald Twilight. I don't know. I think that's kind of quietly been jettisoned as continuity. I don't think it had. I think we're back to the Starheart, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have anything to do with a Green Lantern that was arrogant, and because one, we know the yellow impurity's been there for literally, I think, a billion years, if not more. So they didn't come up with a one to wood just for this. Yeah.
Again, when you retcon stuff, it's like, okay.
It was an interesting story at the time, but it was.
Well, once again, it's so weird because, like, they use like these names and like a version of these characters in the 40s, and then it's like when they started the Silver Age, they brought back Flash, Green Lantern, and it used it, and some use these names. Again. Mark Waid creates the Speed Force in the 90s, and it kind of ties all speedsters together where it's like, oh, everyone's pulling from this one source. But it's like, you think with Green Lantern it'd be easy, but it's like, okay, his ring's different. It has a weakness to wood, not yellow. And
yeah, and it's so unlike.
And then too, it's like, by the Silver Age, we have Earth 1 and Earth 2. So then it's like, after Crisis, when you merge everything, then it's like, okay, now you have to mush everyone in the same continuity.
Yeah, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful to Alan Scott and the Golden Age Green Lantern that started everything, but I really feel like the Silver Age Green Lantern and the Corps have overshadowed that. Their success has overshadowed, Alan Scott and the Golden Age Green Lantern, several times over.
Well, it was such a bigger concept too, because in the 40s it was just it's this costume caped mystery man with just a magic trinket, and then we get to this whole interstellar police. Shouldn't be a police force, but a whole interstellar
Mm-hmm. But it's and it fits so well because Hal Jordan debuted in Showcase 22 in 1959. Which is right,
He could say that in his sleep, kids.
Yeah. you have the Mercury program, you have
Yeah.
Chuck Yeager, you have the Apollo astronauts in the 60s, you have all of these things about, science fiction becoming science fact, right? And there's that really kind of golden age sci-fi optimism embedded in a lot of those, Silver Age Green Lantern stories. So, hey, it's what fired my imagination. I mean, I wasn't alive when, he debuted. I'm not that old.
I mean, 1959. My parents were 3. My parents.
My parents were 9 and 8. So
yeah. So. That is like one of the biggest tragedies that hits me personally. Is like my dad read all those original Marvels like back in the day. It's like when Spider-Man first like all the Marvel stuff like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the Avengers. I'm like, oh, you had those and they're gone. Oh.
Yep, the Avengers. That was my book. That was my book many, many, many years ago.
Because like my dad knew all that old stuff. Because I remember when the Winter Soldier movie came out. Before he saw it, he's like, "That's Bucky, right?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's Bucky.
Yeah, but
definitely Bucky.
I mean, I guess we're trying to play into history here, but it's so weird. Like the first scene in Alan Scott #1 is J. Edgar Hoover's trying to blackmail him into joining. Alan doesn't want to join the JSA really or work with the JSA. And he's like, "Oh, you're going to do it." He's like, "Or else, these pictures are going to come to light." And then it's like old pictures of him with like an old lover. It's like, "Oh, do what I say or we're going to let their alternative lifestyle out." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene later on with Doiby he's like, Who cares about that guy?"
Yeah, and his space cab, right?
No, I think at this point he was just the regular cabbie.
And Space Cabbie is actually another character, so there you go.
At what point did Doiby become a space cabbie?
He may not have been. He had a space car, but now he's the king of another planet. Right?
Oh yeah. I think those.
That was actually the aforementioned Green Lantern number 19. Didn't he show up in that? And they had to go to that planet to figure out where Alan Scott was or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they brought Doiby in. Yeah.
Which brings us full circle, right?
Mm-hmm. So I mean, again, it was a decent beginning. I'm here for this because again, I think all these Golden Age ones are just miniseries like this. The Jay Garrick one. I didn't pick up the Sandman one yet. I don't know if I should pick that up or not.
Who's that by? Do you remember?
I remember look that up. Well, I know, I think the artist was the one who was doing the original artist on the Tim Drake Robin book, and I did not really like that art. But from what I saw and what I heard, I think the art's a little better on the Sandman book than it is like the.
Well, it may fit with the Sandman more than it would with Robin.
Wesley Dodds, the Sandman #1. It's Robert Venditti is the writer.
Hey, Green Lantern scribe.
Mm-hmm.
The original, the Golden Age Sandman from the 90s and 2000s maybe was that Stephen T. Siegel, and did Matt Wagner do some of that too? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I'll have to look those up, but yeah, Wesley Dodds, the Sandman.
It's so weird. It's like the JSA's making a big comeback, but meanwhile we still don't have a JLA team at this moment. I mean, the members are out there, but they're not
coming together as a team. So are they going to do, what's the plan there? Is that going to be the Titans have a book right now, right?
Yes, Titans do have a book, yes.
Okay. So they're taking center stage with somebody's certain favorite character leading basically the entire DC universe.
Oh, now. Nightwing, my favorite character. I mean, he hasn't been doing a ton of leading the whole thing. Well, I mean, in Dark Crisis he kind of stepped up, but I mean, yeah, right now, I mean, yeah, he's leader of the Titans. Again, it's pretty much the Titans are the, if anyone shows up at this point, it's the Titans, yeah.
And for anybody that's watching right now, you can look at his Twitter handle right there, Nightwing. It says Nightwing right there in it.
Nightwing, my favorite character. Oh, you just said favorite character, and the first thing that pops in my head, right?
Batman.
Exactly.
My favorite character.
But... yeah. I mean, the JSA, the Justice Society book is good too. I think, yeah, that's Jeff Johns writing it, but it's been delayed. It suffers delays and stuff.
Oh, that's disappointing. You would think that they would have all of that stuff in the can, ready to go on a big, high-profile launch like that.
Yeah. I think I told you about it, but yeah, I mean, they found a way to do a Helena Wayne. She comes back in time, and then she tells Batman all about herself, which basically like kills her future timeline. So it's like, oh, stuck here.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay. I keep asking you every week. Did you watch Quantum Leap yet?
Saw the first 2 episodes.
3 years, buddy. 3 years.
3 years and 0 time passed for him. But I think there's 4 episodes now total out.
I think I've watched them all. I don't know why I have to look it up, but yeah. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The 4th one was this week. Yeah, I think it's going till the end of November, and then they're taking like their mid-season break or whatever. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. I should be able to watch the next 2 next week. So
yeah,
that'll be good. I'll get caught up. Loki has been. Have you seen the latest episode?
I haven't seen this week's, but besides that, I've seen the rest of them. Yeah.
Oh man, I have to give them serious props. I was like, they're doing a thing, and then they go, and I did not expect it, and I did not see it coming. And it was
this
just
week?
Like, yeah, I was like, holy crap, that is awesome. How? Okay, cool. I'm back for the next episode.
well, that's like what was that last week? I was like, Victor Timely, there's a deep pull.
Yeah. He's got to go back to some of the timeline and create a certain android, right?
You would think. Or that McDonald's is in, what is it, Broxton, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you've been reading it. Al Ewing's been, I think it was 3 issues in the Immortal Thor. That's been a pretty decent book. It seems it seems more like classic Thor to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at least even in
maybe he'll bring
Quasar
back in that.
Oh, I wish. Marvel, if you can't find no one to do that, I mean, this man will do it with me whispering in his ear.
I mean, we got a whole new status quo for Quasar in just a few panels.
Oh, that's right. Al Ewing did write that. Yeah.
Never been explained and never seen again, kind of thing. It's been years at this point. So
yeah, I knew. Everyone's swapping because a new Captain Marvel. They rebooted Captain Marvel. There's new Captain Marvel 1 out this week, and now Carol Danvers is switching with someone in and out of the negative zone with Negaban. So.
Oh, okay. It's going to be a thing now, apparently.
I guess. I'm like, the Marvel family, we've had at least, father and son doing that.
Yeah.
Both with Rick Jones.
Poor Rick Jones. Oh, well.
All right.
I guess we got Gardner issues tonight, man?
Nah, well, kind of, sort of.
Kind of. I do have some questions about the second issue.
All right.
So remind me about
okay,
that.
And I believe there's only a synopsis for the first one, so yeah, we'll walk through the second one, and kids, we'll answer your Will's and your questions coming up.
Stay tuned. Now it's time for a word from our sponsor.
Hello, kids. Who's your favorite character?
Batman, my favorite character.
Drink your Ovaltine. Sorry, that's a deep cut.
A crummy commercial? Oh, jeez. Oh my god! I was telling Lilith, the weirdest thing? Our local Steel City Con in December. Guess who's showing up? A name I never thought I would see.
Who?
Alec Baldwin.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, I was like, does he need money or something?
Wow.
So I think they even been promoting it like, oh, his first like a con appearance, signing stuff, and I'm like, holy crap.
Well, I mean, the Shadow from oh my god, that was in the 90s, wasn't it?
It's like early 90s, yeah.
Early 90s, yeah.
I don't think movies were even showing up at Comic-Con and stuff at that point, were they?
Nah, not really. I mean,
I said if I wanted to be a jerk, as I told Love, I was joking around, I'd be like, I'd go up there and be like, what does the Shadow know? or ask him about, tell Tell me about this Beetlejuice guy. Beetle guys.
Isn't he Batman? Sorry.
Yeah, I am Batman.
Who, Phil? Who is it?
Oh, well. Michael Keaton is...
Batman. My favorite character.
Batman.
All right. Like I said, I got synopsis at least for this first one. All right. Green Lantern Corps number 27 from October 2008. Eye of the Beholder, Part 1. Yes, you do see giant eyeballs on the cover, kids.
Yes, you do.
Writer Peter Tomasi, penciler Luke Ross, inker Fabio Lugana, colorist Nell Ruffino, letterer Steve Wands, and editors Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. Guy Gardner finally opens up his new Warriors restaurant located at the Owen Citadel. Cal Rayner helps him out, and the grand opening turns out to be a moderate, if awkward, success. Inside the crypt of the Green Lantern Corps, caretaker Morrow administers the last rites to fallen comrade Buzzed. Sorry, Will.
Boo.
Was he in a coffin? No, he was in a jar with holes punched in the lid. Who sacrificed himself to defeat Mongol. As the service concludes, he discovers that he is not alone. Soranik, not Spock's father, kids. A Green Lantern who possesses the ability to telepathically communicate with the dead is in the crypt. He says that the dead are growing colder and they worry for the future. A short time later, Cal visits a Green Lantern Corps training camp on one of Oa's moons. He meets up with Soranik Natu and talks with her while some observing rookies believe they're flirting before Kilowog puts the rookies back to work. As the rookies are being put through their paces, they suddenly find themselves inundated by a plague of falling eyeballs. They soon discover, to their horror, that the eyeballs belong to the family members of the Green Lantern Corps. Cal in particular is outraged and wants to get to the bottom of this hideous massacre. So this is like the second arc where we've had like raining body parts.
Yeah, it seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
So I did not remember reading these two issues just from the covers. So when I saw the covers, I was like, are they bringing back like the Emerald Empress and the Emerald Eye from the Legion? And I was like, what's going on? No, it's not. And I was like, oh, okay, now I kind of remember reading this story. So, okay.
And let us not forget, kids, this foreshadows the coming of the Black Lantern Corps.
The what, Phil? What? I know not what if you speak.
Stay tuned for January, kids. And I guess they were just trying to find a place for this. Yes, this is in the trade paperback. Green Lantern Corps, Sins of the Star Sapphire.
Yep. Right up there.
Yeah. I guess it's a small 2-issue arc here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah. Well, thoughts, Will?
I thought this was a good issue. It's kind of a...
What's a burger again?
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of a nice break from the breakneck pace of the Ring Quest. Although we did get to see Mongol come back. Apparently, Mother Mercy didn't, her kids weren't hungry enough. I don't know what the deal was.
Should we say she expelled him?
Maybe. Guy does mention that would probably happen.
Foreshadowing.
But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good issue. It was a nice change up from all the doom and gloom. Now, there is something in that first issue. Kyle is drawing something. Is that Kyle's drawing that shows up in there?
Wait, which?
It's like in a bag or something. And Guy sees it, and it's a lantern like getting cut in half or something.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He's drawing something. Oh, yeah. That is, because he crumples it up before, but then Guy picks it up later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that's probably some foreshadowing, but I don't remember what happens next.
Yeah,
so,
I can't remember either. So,
but yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good issue. We, the rookies are all, hey, I didn't sign up for this crap, right? It's my family's going to be in, so they're, basically storming Salak and trying to, hey, I'll quit if I got to go home and protect my family, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because we do see somebody who the off camera is basically go into the families of Green rookie Green Lanterns basically, and just like, oh, you're whoever serves in the Corps. Well,
Yeah.
so I mean, I guess that's a way to get people to reject those rings, but.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, as a little 2-part story, I think this was a good way to start it because we get everything that we need in this issue. We do get to see some flirting between, Kyle and Soranik, and
let's start to that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that scene, it's just like, oh, it's raining. It's not rain.
It's not rain. It's eyeballs.
It's chili balls.
And that was a little weird when not Spock's dad goes down into does he go down into the eyeballs in this issue?
Might be the
next day. Okay,
one. Because it's the end of this issue when I think Soranik does like the it's like scan these scan this eyeball, tell me who it's from, and it's when they discover it's one of the rookies' families who are there on the field. Yeah, the polar bear looking guy. Yeah, he's just he's like, what?
Mom, Dad.
But they no, but not Spock's dad. Gives them the image of supposedly of the person the being who did it.
Yeah.
That's a very specific form of telepathy or whatever you want to call it. He only can speak to the dead.
Speak to the dead. Yeah.
But once again, more it's like, oh well, I guess he's gonna have a lot of people to talk to come January.
A whole lot. And we actually get more into that. Don't we get in the next issue? I think we get a retelling of the scene that we got in a Green Lantern book where Scar sends him out to talk to the Anti-Monitor, right? Didn't we get that scene in either the Green Lantern book or earlier Green Lantern Corps?
Maybe, because was that we got that before? I was trying to remember if we got. I remember stuff with Scar, but I couldn't remember if.
Yeah, I thought we got to see it before, and this was just kind of throwing it in there again. But I could be wrong. I could be misremembering.
But yeah, I know Scar's been up to stuff. But yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, did you want to jump to the next one? I mean, we can just discuss this whole story as a whole. But like I said, I don't have a synopsis, so
yeah. I think we can just go ahead and jump into the next one.
Well, I know. Remember, kids, and in this first one, guys told Cal, I'm going to need some time off. He's like, what? He has to keep a date with Ice. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that confused me a little bit because is that really Ice? What happens next? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I don't either. So I guess we're going to find out. Stay tuned. We will find out
together. Yeah, this one's the same. I think it's the same team as last time. But Luke Ross on pencils and Fabio Lugano were both guest penciler and guest inker. So.
Mm-hmm.
So. Wonder if it was giving the art team time to catch up, or get ahead for what's to come in the next few months.
Everything that's coming, yep. Because that all has to. And if I
mean, there are some good arcs between now and January, mm-hmm. but once it all hits the fan in January, it's gonna be 50 million cross.
I don't remember parts of Blackest Night being late. I mean, I think it was all on time.
Yeah, I don't remember anything being late, but maybe that was part of the reason. Then maybe they gave the regular time. Then mm-hmm. Because basically, I mean, there were one shots and miniseries, mm-hmm. and but other than that, it was the Green Lantern book, the Green Lantern Corps book, the Green Lantern book, the Green Lantern. Basically,
yeah, exactly.
It's well, part 6 doesn't come out. Well, we're not going to release part 7, part 8, so.
Plus the Blackest Night book.
There's some decent covers on these. I mean, they almost look like painted covers. Yeah,
painted covers. They looked really nice. Very different from everything that was before, and I think pretty different from the work that followed as well. So they definitely stand out, and they're really nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one opens. They're in the med lab with they put all the eyeballs in a floating tank.
A big jar.
Yes. Eye of the Beholder Part 2, kids. Get it now? But yeah, Cal's talking about wanting to bring in whoever did it. But yeah, they're all talking about, not Spock's dad, about how he can just hold that, one of those eyeballs or whatever and get a latent image of, the killer and stuff.
Except he just jumps into the vat and then surrounds himself with the eyeballs, which is weird.
Sick.
But
the best is yes, because guys questioning it, and Salak's like, no, Raynor, Kilwog, and Lantern not to witnessed it, and then Kilwog goes, clears the nose on my face, and Guy goes, that clear, huh?
Yeah. And Salak gets onto him for making jokes, and Guy's like, either make jokes or I'm gonna blast that wall to smithereens or something.
Yeah, but not Spock's dad. Yeah, floats up and goes down, and and then he gets like covered in eyeball.
Yeah, I know. It's like a whole man-shaped form covered in lots of little eyeballs, which is really kind of weird, but whatever.
Then you just see multiple floating heads that all look like this. Well, same creature, same race. But the rings can't identify the species. So Salak sending out the alert to all this sector precincts and fringe sectors. But once there's a sighting, Salak's like, be ready to go. Because once again, we're getting a team together here like we did last time, pretty much.
Yep.
Here we go. This time, Cal's drawing the Green Lantern logo with a eyeball.
Oh.
And his guy's charging up his battery. Ice shows up.
Yes, that was unexpected.
I'm trying to remember who's Simon Terrience. She said she hitched her ride with Simon Terrience. SYMONTERRYNCE.
Hang on, let's see. SYMON?
SYMON, and then Terry, TERRY, and then an NCE on the back of it.
Okay. Okay. He is a Green Lantern of Sector 2515.
Not ringing a bell with me. How would she know ice?
I don't know. He first appeared in Green Lantern Volume 2, number 169, back in October of 1983.
Oh.
Huh.
So it actually is an established character. Okay. Come on, Mr. Silver Age. You didn't know that?
I've got lots of studying to do.
Wonder if that's just like a name that showed up once or twice and he just pulled it, Tomasi just pulled it out of his pocket.
Yeah, I don't know why he would be on Earth. Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to
maybe
do some more research on that one.
Or maybe they'll explain it coming up here, but
Yeah.
But Ice shows up, Guy on Oa, and Guy's like, oh, let me cook you something, but then of course that's when Salak calls him like, oh, we got a sighting.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I gotta take this. So yeah, just leaves her there. And then we see all the rookie lanterns starting to quit.
Yep.
So they're like, we're not going to endanger our families, and so can they modify these rings? Because some of them look like the ones with the like the logo
Tile
in
ones.
the circle,
Yeah.
And some of them just look like the logo. Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Because these are all supposed to be rookies, right?
I thought so.
Yeah. Which, I mean, besides like maybe Cal's ring and like John Stewart and stuff, I mean, they made all new rings, right?
That's a good question because they had. What happened to all the other rings? So, rewind. When Sinestro is quote unquote executed,
Which
battery stop. Yeah, the first time Green Lantern
224. Okay.
Yeah. The power battery stops, right? And you're left with like 7 lanterns that go to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 4 lanterns.
Oh, no. Yeah. Because it was after 200 we got the 7, but after that it was basically what? Guy, John, Guy, John, Howe.
Mm-hmm. So there's a whole bunch of rings that stopped working that are out there in the universe, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's an interesting question because in the Thorn run, which a lot of people have very strong feelings about, Hal supposedly got back his original ring from Abin Sur.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now it's kind of up for grabs. Are all the rings that are left all the original rings plus the new ones they made for the additional core members? I mean, because a ring is pretty freaking hard to destroy, I would think, right?
You would think, yeah. I mean, they could be powerless, but I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, unless he was using all his stolen power, but I mean, Emerald Twilight, Hal stepped on and crushed his ring.
That's true, but he was, that's different. Well, and remember, there's the story that Mark Waid wrote in the Green Lantern Corps Quarterly book, where the ring's about to run out of power, and the Green Lantern's trying everything that he can to, I want to time travel. No, it doesn't count. Blah blah. Finally, he just throws the ring at the thing, and it breaks it because the ring's basically indestructible. Remember that one?
I don't know if I do.
Yep, that was in Green Lantern Corps Quarterly 7, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was 4. I'd have to look it up.
I mean, since we have a new Kyle's time as Ion the first time. I mean, we had is it a new central power battery? So did we have to make new rings? So
I don't know.
And after Emerald Twilight Kids, was Malvolio going, wait a minute, what's wrong with this thing?
Exactly.
Oh, I knew I should have enacted that strategy like years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Darn it.
That and Cat Matui. That's the only thing we'll talk about from Action Comics Weekly, kids.
That's right. What's the first rule of Action Comics Weekly?
We don't talk about it. Oh, Electric Mullet? We're skipping over it, man. We'll do the other
Nice.
Superman books at that time. No Action Comics Weekly. Action Comics went from issue 600 to, was it 642 or something?
Yeah.
Nothing happened in between there.
And it's kind of sad because I can only imagine how hard it was to wrangle that many creative teams.
Oh, yeah.
On a weekly basis and get all of that. I mean, it was.
Oh, I read something somewhere where Mark Waid said he's like, yeah, there were some. I don't know if they had the deadline was like on a Friday or some, maybe like Friday 5:00 or something. They were working to the last minute sometimes on that damn thing. He was saying.
Yeah, unfortunately, the thing that we don't talk about didn't do Green Lantern any favors. I don't think.
No, I mean there was okay stories. I mean, there was like at least 1 or 2 Nightwing stories in there. There was some other stuff in there where I think that was okay, but it's like just got drowned in too much crap,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it didn't treat Green Lantern good. Yellow safe, locked in a yellow safe. Oprah,
Yeah.
need I get going?
Oprah, Malvolio, poor Cat Matui.
No wonder poor Matt Conan didn't come back, man.
Yeah. True.
So while the rookies are turning in their rings, Salik's like, just hold on. Plan's been set in motion. We got guys on this. Then we see another one of these creatures about to attack another Green Lantern family. Till Guy zaps him. You're under arrest, you sick bastard.
But then she kills herself, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Guy's like, oh, that wraps that up. But no, not so fast, because Kilowog's run into like another one of them.
I think Kyle runs into another one.
Yeah, because they bring in at least...
They bring in 4 of them, right?
Something.
Or 3 of them, and then get the 4th later.
Yeah, well, I know the one, I think, just the one gets its arm severed, I think, with the one that had its ring on it, so...
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, kids, more Yellow Lanterns. But yeah, they're not putting anything up. The ones even say, you cut me into pieces, I'll never tell you anything.
He keeps saying, guys, shut up, dude.
Exactly. But then Not Spock's father's like, here, can you open they brought the dead one back. He's like can I get to that one? And the live one's like, what are you doing, you freak? Take your hands off my sister. Then he says, quintet.
It's a group of 5.
So we see the other 3. They're figuring out where they should go next. But then, the Lanterns, Kyle, Guy, Kilowog, and not Spock's father show up. But they were remaining. Did we get a name for these things?
Pentet? Oh no, I think each of them were given like Greek names. Ina, Thed, Theo. I'm trying to remember that from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but I think they have Greek names indicating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the remaining ones get locked in the psi cells. Guy even says, you can now call yourselves the Quad Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, the Quad Squad. We will kill you all. Thanks for sharing, but like we haven't heard that before.
And then we get the nice little, extra scene with Scar and not Spock's dad, Sarek, or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. She's like, gives him a secret mission. Don't speak of this with anyone. And it's like, understood. What do you want me to do? I need you to locate and communicate with the corpse of the Anti-Monitor. Boy, nothing's going on with that corpse, is it?
Yeah, it's not like embedded in a giant Black Lantern power battery or anything weird like that. I promise, right?
Man, those central batteries are nothing but trouble.
Yes, they are.
I love when Cal and Kilowog, guys or Cal's like, Kilowog, how about a beer back at Warriors, Kilowog? How about 10 burgers to go with them? And Cal goes, I'll cook you 4.
And you pour.
But yeah,
I thought this was a pretty good little issue, little story arc. I mean, just 2 issues, and now the art was good. It'll be nice. I think we get Patrick Gleason back in upcoming issues, so it's nice. The art was good here. No, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But Patrick Gleason, I think, really kind of made a mark on the Green Lantern Corps title with defining a lot of the way all these characters should look.
Yeah, Patrick Gleason is back the next issue of Green Lantern Corps, so for Sins of the Star Sapphire.
Woohoo!
All right, so I thought it was a good little arc because it's like, one, we got some action, we got some new Sinestro Corps members, and we're teasing, what's to come with guys who can talk to the dead, and go talk to the corpse of the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah, nothing. It's fine. That'll be fine. Nothing bad will come from that, I'm sure.
That's like Superboy Prime and like Cyborg Superman. It's like, we hadn't seen the Anti-Monitor in how many years, but then, man, once they brought him back, man, they milked him for all he's worth.
That's right, absolutely. And I'm sure. I think you read the Superboy Man of Tomorrow. Series.
Yeah.
So we got a Cyborg Superboy now too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Every brand, they got to do their own thing. Yeah.
And Guy was like, if he joins the Yellow Lantern Corps, I just know.
So, okay, I was thinking about this when we were talking, because in the newest Green Lantern stuff, I guess the United Planets has basically Hal didn't have a ring. None of them really had rings, and they had, I'm like, wait, it just hit me now. I'm like, wait a minute, so we confiscated 7,200 rings? Nobody fought back, or was there a way to shut them all off at one point? I'm like, what?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the other Lanterns don't have a problem with Sector 2814 being quarantined. I mean, the crazy freaking Earth people, right? I mean, they're always causing crises, and Hal may not have had a problem with it either until what happened on Korrigar. I mean, we don't know, right? And that's a little, and we've talked about this probably ad nauseum at this point, but the last volume of Green Lantern, I thought the first 2 issues were really strong because they weren't that split book format.
Oh, yeah.
But every issue after that, I never felt like we got a full story on either story A or story B, the home team or the other one. I really think that really hurt that run.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost 2. Yeah, 2. I mean, we didn't get 3 in any of this, did we? Yeah, but it was like 2. Yeah, and again, it was 2 different stories. There wasn't a lot of ring stuff. It's for a lot of it. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm here for ring stuff.
Yeah, and there ought to be a moratorium at least. 20 years until you can do another freaking story where you blow up the central power battery or something along. Suddenly every Green Lantern loses their blah blah blah. Enough of those stories. We've had them for too many times. All right. I know the Guardians don't learn, but maybe, just maybe, they would like have a backup.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they
Central
like
power battery.
showed somewhere, in one of these more current stories where it's like, oh yeah, we after how many times this has happened, we have anticipated this and had this defense, or
Mm-hmm. Or hey, here's the big power battery that serves a few Green Lanterns just to make it look good, and then we've got like 3 or 4 scattered across the universe, and that's where most of the people get their power from.
Mm-hmm.
But we're making ourselves the big target, so people attack Oa and they leave all those alone, so all the other Lanterns can do their jobs without interruption. But billions of year-old beings that are really wise and have seen a lot of crap over the years. Surely they could think of something like that. I don't know.
Well, I think it's not that they don't ever think of that stuff. I think, I don't know, half the time doesn't it seem like they're just lazy?
Yeah, probably.
It's like, yeah, we'll get to it. It seems like, yeah, another million years, we'll get to it.
Yeah, it's on the list. We'll get to it eventually.
Jeez. All right.
Now, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I just thought of this. So, Manhunter tech is Owen tech, right?
Yes, sir.
At the end of the last series of Green Lantern, all Owen technology, all Owens, all Malthusians, all controllers were scrubbed from the universe, right?
As far as I know, but again, I thought we had some dead Green Lanterns, but by the time Dark Crisis rolled around, it seemed like we saw everybody.
Yeah, I know. So does that mean? I don't know what that means, but I do have faith in Jeremy Adams because
yes,
continuity. He does care about continuity, so I'm certain that there's an explanation coming, and I'm waiting with bated breath to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Which we probably would have had it by now if it weren't for Night Terrors, which, don't get me wrong, it was a good story, in Green Lantern at least, because it was written by Jeremy Adams. But that put us 2 months behind, because it was 2 months where nothing happened that we wanted. We've been wanting answers to questions for a year and a half now, right?
Yeah. Like I said, count your lucky stars that you actually got the writer of the regular book, because some books, Night Terror wasn't by the regular writer, so.
Yeah. So it could be worse, but thanks DC for derailing everything for 2 months, because I'm sure it worked out really well.
Wow, that's not a that's not a disappointed man there. No,
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
All right. Anything else, William?
I can't think of it. I mean, this is a good little arc. Had some great covers.
Oh yeah.
Art was great. Story was great. I mean, it's a good little 2-part story, which you don't get a lot of anymore.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I appreciate taking something like this and not stretching it out. No.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Yeah.
And again, I think we were maybe. Again, it's like we had like another kind of like 2-issue fill-in. So I wonder if we were like letting people catch up, get ahead and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds pretty reasonable to me. I mean, but because I forget really just how big a deal Blackest Night was. It was big, and it was big for almost an entire year, right? Because there was the 0 issues, and it went up to 8. So there's 9 issues of the regular series, all those limited series, which we're going to get into, and then.
I mean, I think it's the biggest event like that was focused a lot mostly around the Green Lanterns and stuff, because even like Millennium, that was like Manhunters and stuff, I don't think that was as big a Green Lantern story as Blackest Night. None of it,
No. And now Millennium is interesting. I'm glad you brought Millennium up, because that was about Manhunters.
Yes.
And them being stationed on Earth and making armors and things like that. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to get a tie-in to that. I mean, Jeremy Adams does know his continuity, and that's a big deal for Green Lantern, right?
Yeah, I mean, we just covered some of it on Electric Mullet, World of Smallville. It's like, for a generation, they had like sleeper agents, like all the kids of Smallville. I mean, they had Lana Lang reporting to them on a regular basis about Superman and stuff. And like I was saying there, it's like some of the books, it's like, yeah, they had sleeper agents. Other books, they just like created androids basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then also other places they had scumbag humans like Wally West's father, who was just like, yeah, okay, I'll work for you.
Okay, cool, whatever, yeah. Yeah, I may have to go back and we'll see how if it ties in, which I have a lot of faith in Jeremy Adams, so maybe it will, and maybe we'll have to go back and do a little reading research, right?
Yes,
no harm in that,
definitely. All right, kids. Well, we only got a few episodes left this year. Next time, though, part 1 of a story near and dear to Will's heart, Secret Origin. We'll cover the first half from Green Lantern 29 through 31, and then part 2 the week after from Green Lantern 32 through 35. And then the week after that, we'll cover Green Lantern Corps 29 through 32, which we already said was Sins of the Star Sapphire. The week after that, we will cover Green Lantern 36 through 38, and Final Crisis, Rage of the Red Lanterns #1, which is, of course, is Rage of the Red Lanterns. The week after that, we'll cover Green Lantern Corps 33 through 38, which is Emerald Eclipse, which I don't remember, but we'll get to that.
I don't either, but we'll get there.
And then the penultimate episode of the year, take a drink, Future Loaf, Green Lantern 39 through 42, a little story titled Agent Orange. Oh, Will. Oh, that'll drop. That's going to drop a few days before Christmas. Agent Orange.
Perfect. As you know, there's the Larfleeze Christmas special.
We're not there yet, but man, we're going to get him the week of Christmas. Right before it.
Perfect.
And then
perfect.
Like I said, the last episode of the year, yes, it will be episode 150, where we'll take a little break before Blackest Night and cover Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2. So
cool.
Should be a little bigger episode 150, kids. So yes, so send us your thoughts on all that. Send your thoughts on all the current Green Lantern books, what we're covering next. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon, where again, you don't know what you'll find. Drunken Loaf Hellfire, Sober Loaf Hellfire, movie reviews, yes. I don't know if we even decided on November yet, but yeah, October was ranking the Scream Queens, so you never know what you're going to get. So yes, find all of it at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right, Mr. Will Allred, Master of the Core, Master of the Quantum Zone, Master of Kickstarter and podcasting, and one of the things he's done. All right, Mr. Will Allred, where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Walred. That's at Gmail or Twitter. I don't know, whatever that's called. Blue Sky, Facebook, probably on Mastodon, maybe a few other places that I can't remember setting up at this point.
You won't see him you won't see his accounts on there. You probably won't see him doing much, but he's on there.
Yeah. If you'd like to read the comics that I write, you can check out Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. And thank you, Phil. Yep, number 4.
Yep.
The hardcover should be going to the printer really soon, I hope. And then if you'd like to check out Diary of Night, you can do that at diaryofnight.com. And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're here listening to us. That means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do.
Almost.
And if you'd like to find out more about him, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org. I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
I don't say this man has a big head or nothing, but
I am God. Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
Thank you, Tom DeFalco, for that line. That is awesome.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Thank you, Allred, for that line. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Come back next week for Secret Origin Part 1. We'll do the first half of that. We'll stretch out Will's excitement for 2 weeks. Secret Origin of Hal Jordan and his history with Sinestro.
And the color yellow.
He's been plotting something. You'll see how long he's been plotting his plotting stuff. All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, I was glad to see you. Get it? Good night. Eyeballs.
I got it. I did.